People who have had sex with a family member, what was it like? Would you do it again? Not really a sex, but I think I'm 7 to 8 years old. I was about to take a bath when my mother's younger sis followed me into the bathroom saying she want to bath together. She's maybe around 15 to 16. It gets an old story. At that time I don't even know what sex is. All I know is that scraping your ball or dick feel good. She locked the bathroom door and approaching me. Taking off her towel start playing with my lil boy. When my dick's hard she thought it caused by my bladder. She don't even know what erection is, YTF she does that. She put some kind of a cloth on the floor and asked me to lay down. She tried to push it into her vagina but mine is too weak at times, so she just rub it for about 4 to 5 minutes till someone knocking on the door asking they didn't hear any water sound. She hold my mouth and do the talking. That was disgusting when I think about it. I never this story to PPL IRL though. Just the question make me remember it. And no, I won't do it again. She had a husband now and I'm not into some incest shit, sray for some bad ENG. It's my second language. Might be late to the party but oh well, I feel like typing this out for some reason. Growing up, I lived 4 or 5 houses down from my aunt and uncle, and their 2 daughters, so my first cousins. The younger cousin was 3 months older than me and we were absolutely the best of friends. We lived on the same street from the age of 8 to 16. We did everything together and spent the night with each other all the time, even sharing beds until about 11 or so when both our parents decided we shouldn't do that anymore. As we went through puberty and developed into more sexual beings, we became curious about each other. We did the whole "I'll show you mine if you show yours" thing. We touched each other. She was fascinated by how my penis could grow when she touched it. I was fascinated by how her vagina got kinda sticky when I touched it. But we never did anything more than that. Never did it long enough to reach orgasm with each other, but I distinctly remember telling her all about it when I had my first one, on my own, and she shared about hers. She was also my first French kiss. When I was 14 I was going on my first date, a walk in the park with another girl after school. I was nervous because I was planning on planting a kiss on this girl, so my cousin, who already had her first French kiss, offered to help me practice. We made out for a couple of hours and I absolutely loved it. And she was a way better kisser than my actual date turned out to be. We never did that again until the last week we lived on the same street. Her family was relocating to a new state and it killed me. She was still my best friend at 16, so a couple days before she left for good, I made my move and we spent the night together. Made out all night, slept naked together, but didn't have sex. By then we understood what we were doing was taboo. These days we're still very close, nearly 20 years later, talk on the phone and text often. She still lives in a different state, and she's also now married with her first child on the way, and a step-son. She also is a goddamn bombshell. Smoking hot. And still my best friend. If she wasn't my first cousin I would have gone after her as soon as I finished high school and wifed her up. Edit, to answer the "would you do it again?" question, yes I would. I consider myself lucky to have gotten to experience some of those adolescent awkward experiences with someone I loved and trusted so much. And since I'm on a throwaway anyway, I'll say that, as a single man who's had some bad luck in my adult relationships, if she were available I would absolutely entertain the idea of dating her officially. She's the standard every girl I date has to meet. I also would be okay with adopting children to avoid those complications. I will never stop loving her. Also, marriage between first cousins is legal in many states, and even normal in many parts of the world with low risk of complications should a pregnancy happen. It's really parent/child and sibling pregnancies that cause problems. WTF. Not from my experience, but from a female friend of mine. She used to be in groups where alcohol and other drugs were a thing since she was 12. She was popular mostly because she had H-cup-sized boobs. When she was 14, there was a party one evening, which she went into. She met two hot guys there, probably 18 years olds, and decided to fuck with them and have a threesome. So they did it. The next morning she understood that they were her cousins. She didn't really go to family meetings after that evening. I live in a trailer park, that should explain most of this. 2 streets over, there's a couple that has 3 kids. He's a scumbag and in and out of jail for theft, she's just a nasty bitch. They're first cousins, so I guess you could say they did it again, and at least once more. I don't think they care, hell they don't even care about the dog shitting all over their trailer, so I don't think the cousin thing is much of an issue to them either. His idea of a job is picking up various shit people put out at the road for trash, and selling it online, and also charging his cousin wife $100 to watch his own kids while she's at work. I don't even think she makes that much in 2 days. He seems like a hell of a husband. Had sex with my cousin when we were both 10. And hell no, she's a raging cunt these days. Subscribe, pretty please.